Second half set to commence here from San Luis Obispo, California. And a 5 o'clock kickoff. Well, throughout the year, 5 o'clock meant sunlight. Today we just had the sun setting on the kickoff. And Cal Poly drove down the field on their first drive, but a couple penalties took away a touchdown. They haven't had a penalty accepted since then.
Amazing.
And we'll start the third quarter with possession. What do you think the message from Coach Baldwin was at the half?
30 more minutes to a victory, guys. Keep doing what we're doing. It's not hard.
This is Paul Holyfield Jr., freshman running back. Swarmed down at about the 21-yard line. And that's where Cal Poly will start the third quarter. Spencer Brash, 238 yards, 70% completion number. And I think the more important is the 1 sack.
Yeah, I would agree. And he does struggle with that sometimes. And the reason why he struggles with it is because he doesn't get a lot of help sometimes. So he's really, really in a good position tonight. And they've done the best job they can protecting him. And you mentioned it, you're right, the quick throws. Get it out quick.
Fletcher in motion. Little curl route for Cuevas, and he finds himself with a little room to run. Out across the 35, tackled at the 39 by Bell. It's a gain of 18-yard line, 18 yards for the tight end.
Kind of spoke that right into existence right there. A little quick run route, like you call the curl. A little sit route right there, and just get it out.
And again, the no huddle for the Mustangs. Bit of a delayed snap, and Brash, impatient in the pocket, needs to throw it away, and he does. That's a veteran move for the 5th year.
Yep.
So Brash wasn't honored for senior night, which is obviously a big talking point around the press area, at least, because nobody quite knows what the situation will be as you take a look at a head of steam. Tavita Tui Kavake closing in on him.
Yeah, that's a smart move. He said veteran move. That's a life-saving move right there. Just get rid of it.
Live to see another play.
That's right.
Of course, speculation, he may go into the portal, he may come back, he may be done. But for tonight, it's the Spencer Brash show as Cuevas, knee went down at the 43, defended by Jackson.
And I would say, Dan, that starting out the half, Brash already at 254, and I kind of mentioned he was on a 500-yard pace. He is. That's quite the half.
He threw for 394 at Idaho State earlier in the year. Career highs with 4 touchdowns as well, as he has Fletcher in motion from the right. This is a deep ball down the seam, and nobody's really there. Maybe centers ran the wrong route. Never want to, you don't want 2 wide receivers in the same spot.
And it's funny because I just happened to be watching Chris Coleman on that play, and he was running a drag route. He was wide open. But Brash had decided he was going down the field, and I think that's exactly what he's being told over here on the sideline is don't make up your mind before. Go through your progressions, read it, find the open guy.
So for the first time today, Thomas Lee will punt, the right-footed punter for Cal Poly, and Bo Kelly calls a fair catch at the 10. So pretty tough field position to start this next drive for Portland State, but their defense finally comes up with a big stop to start the second half.
Yeah, and to just to reiterate about Thomas Lee, he's another senior playing his last game here. San Luis Obispo, but you're right. This is kind of talk about how well the offense has looked up till now. If you're Poly, you got to hope that again you don't see Sachere back in the game.
And you know what? It's going to be Nathan West to start the second half. He played the second half last week at 64 yards against Sac State. Now handed off to Joby Mallory, who spins ahead on top of defenders for a gain of 4 to the 14 after a 47-yard punt by Lee.
Yeah, and again, it looks like maybe he wasn't quite ready when they had to take Sachere out. I don't know, but they didn't have any real reason to put him in. It didn't seem like.
So West in the pistol. We thought that the senior from Washington might be the option as the backup, and now West is putting his head down and running into a defender for a gain of 5. The ball did come out, and they're ruling it Cal Poly ball. picked up by Jacob Jones. And the Mustangs have their third takeaway, but the referees are discussing, and at least from up here, it looked like he was down.
Well, it's weird because, let's see here. It's so hard to see that.
Yeah, you know, his elbow is down.
Yeah, but they've already made their call, so now they got to review it.
Yep. Right now, they're ruling it
a fumble
down.
Yep.
Nope, they're going to keep the Portland State offense on the field. The referees will. And I think that's the right call, but now Cal Poly's defense has to readjust. A gain of just 1, so a 3rd and 5 coming.
Yeah, that's some pretty poor officiating right there. It's not mechanically the way that it's supposed to look.
West just made his debut last week against Sac State. Those were the numbers from the second half.
That's it for him. 7 for 18 last week.
A big 3rd down. He'll look to run. Gets through the defense. And Nathan West is still churning. Beating fumbles. This time the ball is out at the 30. But it certainly looked like Nathan West retained possession. We're going to wait for the ruling. Could he have gotten lucky enough again? And it stays with the Vikes.
Are they sure? You want to take another look?
15-yard scamper. And a little shaken up on the play is Cal Poly's Robbie Greer. Greer, though, won't take a play off. Number 15 jogging back onto the field.
That's one of those things where I say we don't have anybody else.
And now
He's gonna tell 15 he's got to go out.
Yeah, time is stopped.
Yep. They saw him go out. He was on a knee over there. Yep, that's what it is.
The game was stopped for 15 injury. He's got to remain out for 1 play.
Coach Plemons is standing right next to him going, does anybody in the stands have eligibility?
I was going to say, someone's got to come on, and it looks like it's going to be Thomas Buda. 7 tackles and 8 games played this season for Buda. Cal Poly's going to bring pressure on this 1st and 10. Mallory sniping through the tackles, brought down by Jones for a gain of 6.
That was a weird sequence of plays right there. You had a fumble that wasn't a fumble, and then a fumble that was a fumble and recovered by Portland. Then you had a guy that was injured, out, and then back in, and now he's out. I mean, what the heck's going on? Now he's back in again. Lots going on here for the guys in the black and white shirts.
And you know who's not on the field? Bo Kelly.
He's not, that's true.
2 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen for West. We'll keep it conservative and hand it off again to Mallory. Brought down by Ponder. What a season it's been for Elijah Ponder, the redshirt sophomore out of Pomona.
Yep. That's a guy's name you don't want to see in the portal. I can tell you that right now. You want him back under all circumstances because he's just a dude. Speaking of O'Kelly, does this tell you, Daniel, that they're not looking to throw the ball here? Because why would you not have him in the game?
Hey, he's standing healthy.
I see him. I just wonder if they're just going to run it because they're not real sure about this quarterback, right? Does that make sense?
Yep, 3rd and 3. It stays with Mallory. Ahead of steam across the 40. And a 1st down pickup as Dukes comes in from the safety position to make the tackle. A gain of 6 for Mallory. And he'll jog out for a substitution as Craig comes back in. We haven't seen Craig since that bad fumble a couple plays, a couple drives ago.
Right, about a couple drives ago, yeah. And I think that's what they're thinking right now is there's no reason to try to get crazy because I don't, you know, Bo Kelly's not a blocker. Let's be honest. He's a pass catcher. We're not going to be throwing many passes.
Yep, screen pass up to Bennett. Collision at the 50, and Rivera took the brunt of it. It looked like Nate Bennett's the one dishing out punishment on that screen pass. Gain of about 9. It'll be a 2nd and 1 here.
Yeah, Rivera's one of those guys, Dan, he's just undersized. Being a freshman and trying to get a lot of reps in there, you can just see the difference. I mean, you got a wide receiver who looks a lot bigger. And because he is a lot bigger.
Yeah, 6'3".
Yeah, it's just hard for a guy that's small like that.
From Simi Valley, just a couple hours south. Craig, up the middle. And it looks like Coach Barnum is going to keep it conservative and trust his offensive line. I mentioned it, 4 out of the 5 have played in all 11 games. And he's got one thing, and that's health going for him in this matchup.
Yeah, I don't know why he would do anything different at this point, just because, like I said, there's no reason to get Bo Kelly in the game unless you're going to give it to him on a sweep or something. If you're going to just keep the ball, and they got this like little funk formation here with the double, 2 tight ends on the one side here, like a wing almost, to stack tight left. You know, to go move to the other side. That's a run formation all day.
2 receivers to the top of the screen. Here comes Griffin. It's a handoff to Craig. Good tackle made there by Mason Rivera. He was a bit questionable coming into this game, and it's good to see big 32 out there. Helping on the tackle as well is Michael Otterstedt, and another injury